can't believe that it's almost February. It's like time has sped up, but our days are more exhausting, or mine are at least. And I know that has a lot to do with the changes that are going on in my life, albeit they're positive. You still get in the funk or just depressed. I've been going through a little bit of depression or denial, I guess, about packing my stuff to move. I don't really have that much stuff, but it's still more than I want to pack, like, purging or donating or whatever, which I plan on donating a lot of stuff. And I think about all the stuff that I've spent money on and how much everything costs, and how I want to try to like sell some of it, but at the same time, I don't really care that I spent money because I got some use out of the stuff. So there's people that can't afford things, and I rather share, donate/share what I can so people can buy them or get them, for free. That's one of the important things that I need to remind myself about is, don't be a Scrooge about stuff. If you are able to repurchase that once you get back up there, if you actually find out you really need it, and I'm talking in third person, I know, or I might not ever need it again. So that's what I'm going to focus on. But still, I'm going to see some family and friends before I leave, so it's going to most likely be on weekends. And I'm going to try to take a day or two off Thursday and Friday before I move from work to wrap my mind around stuff, because I took the whole week off of my move because I'm going to be driving, and I'm not sure when I'm going to be getting my furniture and stuff because the moving truck takes longer than me. So I'll be like camping in my new place for hopefully less than 10 days. But anyway, this topic, before I get off on just a random tangent of talking, because I can do that, is about how I really am working through my guilt and shame because I have been basically estranged from my parents, except for one of them I text, but it's very surface conversation, or they text me. Well, they found out that I am moving pretty soon, even though they knew in advance in October when I originally told them, and that's when I had the falling out with them, like falling out. It was all still through text. I haven't seen them both in coming up on 2 years, and they live less than an hour from me. But anyway, that's a totally different story, are my parents. They made it, they were like asking to see me, and I started feeling guilty because I know how they are. They're going to want me to like go see them and to like show up at where they want to show up and at a specific day and time. It's all very controlled. and I don't even want to see them. I mean, I literally haven't seen them in almost 2 years, and it's been stretches longer than that in the past. I mean, I love them because they're my parents, but I don't want to see them. And so I've been disappointed too much with them and with their lack of expectations or their unsaid expectations and never being good enough and blah blah blah, that I just don't fucking care. And I should. And that's where I hold this guilt and shame. And maybe deep down I do, but I'm taking care of me now. So I talked about it with my therapist earlier this week, and she was like, that's your choice. You know what you want to do. And I said, well, I have to think about it like they're fire and I'm tired of getting burned. Because the little girl in me wants my parents in my life. But they're not the parents that anybody should ever have. So they should have never had children. They should have never gotten married or had sex, for that matter. I mean, talk about really damaged, healed people. You can call them boomers if you want. And and my mom, who she's the one I haven't seen the longest, and just some really hurtful things she said to me the last time that I talked to her, which was in October, called me, and it was like over the weekend. She called me right when she found out that I was, for real moving out of the state. But she didn't leave a voicemail. I basically was like, screw that. I don't even know how I remembered to unblock her number. But I went to voicemail. She didn't leave one. Well, then, I think yesterday she called me again, and she actually left a voicemail because I was on the phone that time, and I had that auto respond of I'll call you back, and I really wasn't thinking when I said that, because I didn't want her to know that I was even alive at this moment, because that's how upset I was with her. And maybe the word is hurt, how hurt I am. And I think when she saw that text is when she knew that she had to leave a voicemail. She left a voicemail, and I have that visual voicemail, and so it's never 100% perfect, but I read it last night, and I was just like, oh yeah, I'm going to start crying if I hear this. Well, here I am now, 8 minutes in, I listened to it, and I responded to her text. I didn't tell her that I listened to the voicemail, but I said, I have come to understand that when I chose to reincarnate back to Earth, I chose my parents and my struggles. And with the experiences that we have collectively been through, the roles we created for each other for this lifetime does not mean that we were going to be Human of the Year. But with intense therapy and spiritual development, I have come to realize that I am not mad at you. I'm not mad at anyone. But I have to keep myself safe. And I have to keep boundaries. And I have to recognize that the opinions of others family, friends, or strangers, is not a reflection of me, it's of them. I love you very much, and I know that you have your struggles, and I still love you. My love is unconditional in a world full of conditions. I sent that a couple hours ago, and she hasn't responded, and that's okay. I used to have those expectations that they needed to respond, or they needed to call me back, or they needed to show up, and they just failed every time. So I know that what I said is how I feel, and if she reads it, great, and if she doesn't, great, because I'm not ashamed of what I said, and I'm not going to take it back, because I meant every word of it. And that's how I feel with a lot of people in my life. A lot of people that I have been estranged from, that are ugly, miserable people, and I feel sorry for them. I don't absolutely hate them. I do care about them. They're still a family member, and they're still my sibling, or my parent, or, my aunt or uncle, and it's fine. And if they want to hold on to that hate or opinion that they have of me or themselves, that's on them. I don't care. And I'm going to keep saying I don't care, and it might sound crass or rude, but I can't care. I can't allow that hurt to stay within me. I'm still a compassionate person. I still love people. I still, want to help people, but I have to help myself first. I have to love myself first. I have to be compassionate towards myself first. And, all the shit that I have gone through in my life from birth, all the shit that you probably have gone through in your life from birth, we had to go through that to get here where we are today. And there's going to be ugly days, and there's going to be days that you feel like you're a huge failure, because I know I feel that way sometimes. But that's accept that and move on. Yeah, that happens, and move on. Shrug your shoulders, move on. Because there's so much good, and there's so much beauty, and there's so much abundance that we have kept from ourselves. And our parents or our caregivers or our spouses kept it from us too at one point. Or maybe it's still going on with you, but you know that what you need to do next. You know that it's time for you guys to split up, or whatever the situation is. I would have to say that my 30s have been the best years of my life. Challenging, yes, but I like challenges. I've always liked challenges, and even the ones that suck. So, I'm almost. I'm going to be 40 in a couple years, so I'm almost there, and I feel like my 40s are going to be even better than my 30s and my 50s, and I'm just looking forward to so much, because I remember when I was 8, 9, 15, 18 years old, and I literally would be like, what's the point of this? What's the point of this life? This is how I'm going to be treated, and if this is how I'm going to feel, and all of these things, what's the point of this? And I remember as a teenager, on top of just teenage hormones and being abused, and feeling like I'm an adult, but I'm not an adult, I was so angry with God. And that's when I started having experiences. That's where I felt like I started acknowledging that I had, that I was spiritual. a spirit in a human body, a soul in a human body, that I was more than just this body. And I kind of started to get involved like in the angel, reading about angels and stuff and people's experiences with angels. And that's really where I started going in my teens. And yeah, I just got away from it all. But I would come back. Anyway, I know this is a lot of rambling, but the summary of this is take care of yourself the best way you can right now, and focus on doing a little bit better every chance you can get. And don't get upset that if you falter or if you fall back into old ways. It's okay. It happens. But keep pushing forward. And when your family that you might be estranged from, or somebody in your life that you might be estranged from, tries to guilt you or tries to say, oh, I really, miss you and I want to see you, and you do what feels right for you. And if seeing them feels right, awesome. But once again, I love my parents, and I'm not saying that I wouldn't drop everything and do something for them, because that's just in my nature. That's just how I am. But I'm going to keep protecting myself. And at this time, I don't think it's going to be conducive to my healing to see them before I leave, before I drive off to another state. And that's what I have to keep remembering is, yeah, you feel guilty. Yeah, you feel shame. But there's a million times that they did stuff for other siblings or other people that they never did for you. And yeah, you shouldn't compare, but those times hurt because you expected that they would do that kind of stuff for you. They would go out of their way. They would travel for you. They would offer things for you. They would be fucking parents that cared about you. So, yeah, I mean, my mind might be changed. I don't know. But as of right now, I'm taking care of me. And love you, Mom. Love you, Dad. But I can't do this. I can't see you guys. And with that, you can find me on Facebook. And you can find me on Instagram. And I'll start giving out my contact information or whatever if you guys have topics of conversation, or you want to just tell me your story or how you feel about things. Yeah, I really would like to interact with you all, but at the same time, I like the podcast format. Maybe I'll go to YouTube again one day, but I prefer this. I will talk to you all later.